Welcome back to my channel, where we dive deep into the wisdom that can transform your life from the inside out. Today, I want to share something that will fundamentally change how you experience the world around you. Have you ever wondered why some people seem untouchable? They face criticism, setbacks, even betrayal, and they just keep moving forward like nothing happened. Meanwhile, you might find yourself upset over a delayed text message or a stranger's rude comment. The difference isn't luck or genetics. It's understanding one simple truth. Your emotional state is your choice, not your circumstance. The ancient philosophers, especially the Stoics, discovered something profound thousands of years ago. They realized that between every event and your response lies a sacred space, a moment where you hold all the power. In that space, you can choose to be a victim or a victor. Most people never learn this exists. Let me tell you what's really happening when you get triggered. Your brain is running on autopilot, following patterns that were probably installed when you were a child. Someone criticizes you, and instantly you're 8 years old again, feeling small and defensive. Someone ignores your message, and you're back to feeling unwanted and rejected. These aren't adult responses. They're childhood programs still running your life. But here's the breakthrough. You can reprogram yourself. Every time you pause before reacting, you're literally rewiring your brain. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you're building new neural pathways. It's like going to the gym, but for your emotional muscles. Think about the last time someone said something that bothered you. What if I told you that your reaction had nothing to do with their words and everything to do with a story you created in your mind? They said something neutral, but you added meaning. You decided it was personal. You chose to be offended. And in that choice, you gave them power over your peace. Here's a question that will change everything. What if nothing that happens to you is actually about you? What if other people's moods, comments, and behaviors are just reflections of their own inner world? When someone is rude to you, they're not making a statement about your worth. They're revealing their own pain, stress, or insecurity. The moment you truly understand this, you become free. You stop taking things personally because you realize that most things aren't personal at all. That person who cut you off in traffic, they might be rushing to the hospital. That friend who didn't respond to your message, they might be dealing with their own crisis. When you stop making everything about you, you stop being hurt by everything around you. Let me share a simple technique that has changed millions of lives. When something upsets you, ask yourself 3 questions. Is this true? Can I absolutely know this is true? How do I feel when I believe this thought? Most of the time, you'll discover that your suffering comes from believing thoughts that aren't even accurate. Your mind is constantly creating stories. Someone looks at you strangely, and you immediately think, they don't like me. Or, I must look terrible. But what if they were just lost in thought? What if they were actually admiring something about you? You've created an entire narrative based on a single glance, and then you suffer because of the story you made up. The strongest people I know have learned to become observers of their own minds. They watch their thoughts like movies, without getting caught up in the drama. They notice when their mind starts creating stories, and they choose not to believe them. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about clear thinking. Here's something that might surprise you. The goal isn't to never feel emotions. The goal is to feel them without being controlled by them. When anger arises, you can notice it, acknowledge it, and then choose how to respond. When sadness comes, you can feel it fully, without letting it define your entire day. The ancient Stoics had a practice called the view from above. They would imagine themselves from a cosmic perspective, seeing their problems as tiny specks in the vast universe. This wasn't to minimize their experiences, but to put them in proper context. Will this matter in 10 years? Will it matter in 10 minutes? Usually, the answer is no. But let's be practical. How do you actually apply this in real life? Start small. The next time someone says something that normally would trigger you, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what's the most generous interpretation of this? Choose to respond from that place instead of your wounded ego. Practice the art of non-reaction. When someone tries to provoke you, remember that they're offering you a gift, the gift of practicing your emotional strength. Every time you choose not to react, you're choosing to keep your power. Every time you respond with calm instead of chaos, you're proving to yourself that you're in control. One of the most powerful realizations you can have is this: you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the space in which emotions arise and pass away. When you understand this, you stop being enslaved by your mental and emotional patterns. The people who seem unshakable haven't eliminated challenges from their lives. They've changed their relationship with challenges. They've learned to see obstacles as opportunities to practice their emotional mastery. They've discovered that their peace doesn't depend on external circumstances being perfect. This isn't about becoming cold or emotionless. It's about becoming wise and selective with your emotional energy. You can still feel deeply, love passionately, and care genuinely, but you no longer waste your energy on things that don't deserve it. You become like a skilled archer who doesn't waste arrows on targets that don't matter. Here's a truth that might be hard to accept. Most of your stress comes from your resistance to what is. You want things to be different than they are. You want people to behave differently. You want circumstances to align with your preferences. But reality doesn't care about your preferences. The path to peace is learning to work with reality instead of fighting against it. This doesn't mean becoming passive or accepting injustice. It means choosing your battles wisely. It means responding from a place of clarity rather than reactivity. When you stop wasting energy on things you can't control, you have more energy for the things you can control. Your emotional state is your responsibility, not your partner's, not your boss's, not your parents', yours. This might feel overwhelming at first, but it's actually incredibly liberating. If you're responsible for your emotions, that means you have the power to change them. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're the author of your response. The strongest people I know have learned to find their center in the midst of chaos. They've developed an unshakable core that remains stable regardless of external turbulence. This isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop through practice. Every master was once a beginner. Every expert was once a novice. The people who seem naturally calm and collected have simply practiced emotional mastery longer than you have. But you can start today. You can begin right now to reclaim your power. The world needs more people who can remain calm under pressure, who can respond with wisdom instead of reacting with emotion, who can be the steady presence in a room full of chaos. You can be that person. You can be the one who doesn't get rattled, who doesn't take things personally, who doesn't let other people's emotions become your emotions. Remember, this is a practice, not a destination. There will be days when you react instead of respond. There will be moments when you get triggered despite your best efforts. That's not failure, that's being human. The key is to notice it, learn from it, and return to your practice. Your inner world creates your outer world. When you master your mind, you master your life. When you control your reactions, you control your destiny. When you choose peace over chaos, you choose power over powerlessness. The time to start is now. The person to change is you. The power to transform your life is already within you. You just need to claim it. If this message resonated with you, I want you to do something right now. Take a moment to reflect on one situation in your life where you've been giving away your power through reaction. Commit to approaching it differently. And if you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content that will help you build an unshakable inner foundation. Your future self will thank you for making this choice today.